Good morning. It's Monday morning here in Cypress, Texas. So, what got my attention this morning, reading chapter 32 of Genesis, is that so Jacob prays to God to deliver him from his brother Esau, who's set on world domination. He's the um, same focus is Nimrod, and then he strategically divides his camp into two and sends his family across the river. And then in his dream, or he falls asleep, and then he's wrestling with the angel of God. Angel of God can't get daylight. He's got to go. Jacob's not let go of him. Touches his hip and dislocates it. Dislocates his hip. And the next day, meets up with his brother Esau. They embrace. They're all lovey-dovey. Nothing to worry about. Okay. And I'm like, okay, so he got what he asked for. He okay. So he showed a lack of faith. By asking for what he wanted and then preparing to not get it. Preparing so what he did was he put the request into God and then followed his subconscious programming as if God wasn't going to come through. And God sent the angel to put a whooping on him for his lack of faith. And but once he knew he had God, representative of God, he didn't let him go. All right. And that showed faith in what he could touch. He's very kinesthetic. And that's something. All right. I never heard anybody point this out either. Ever, never. Put that request out there. And then with his actions prepared for not getting what he asked for in prayer. How many times we do that? Isn't that something? Isn't that something? That tells me a lot. Okay. Or God knows our human nature. It's like, what would I have done if my son asked me to help him? And then acted as if I wasn't going to come through and give him the help that he asked for. I wouldn't like that. And it wouldn't be him that I'd be upset with, actually. It'd be me. And I'd be like, didn't you think I was wasn't gonna come through here? I get that. I totally get that. Interesting, very interesting. There's something that it was so apparent to me when I'm going through tracking the antagonist protagonist relationship throughout the Bible. It seems the ones that get the most blessings had the most antagonists to deal with. And every single one of the antagonists were people that were they were selfish. They were looking to, what do I want to say? They were looking at, that scarcity mentality. What they did was, and Nimrod started it, was creating a system that would entrap you, okay, and limit you, so he can get ahead every time. That's the way it goes. This is really interesting because Muhammad picked up on this, right? Muhammad picked up on in the Quran. It tells you to go ahead and do everything you can to get control, and then once you get control, understand that you're going to be the target, because he who's believed that every leader becomes corrupt, right? And the reason he believes that, because he never got to know Jesus, right? Because he was against the same thing that we're against, and that's that contaminated religion, right? People look at, when they look at Christianity, what do they think of? They think of the contaminated, the corrupt religion and hierarchy structure. That's what they're seeing. Okay, and he was taught by the Jews that Jesus was not a prophet, or was not divine, that he was just a prophet. Okay, and he wasn't taught what we're being taught right now. And if he was, he'd see a difference. He'd see the difference, the true meanings of the words. He was not taught. And that's what Christ was all about, is clarifying the word and the true word. All right. Have a great Monday.